Good afternoon and welcome to the Happy Half Hour. I'm Leigh Kubin, Master Certified Life Coach and Weight Loss Coach.
And I'm Sandra Priestley, your leadership coach for female entrepreneurs. I'm a feng shui practitioner, and I'm excited to be here today. I can't wait to tell my story of what's been going on this week. But
oh my gosh,
I know you're gonna love it. Okay, so first I want to know what you're drinking today.
Well, today I'm drinking a Cali Cab 19 Crimes.
Oh,
and
cool.
Snoop did not disappoint on Sunday night. So I felt like, we could say, give a nod to Snoop Dogg today. Awesome. And on the corks, on the 19 Crimes, normally they have a crime. Like 19 Crimes is the wine that me and my girlfriends would drink together, and we would open our corks in anticipation because they were numbered 1 through 19. Mm-hmm. It took me 4 years to get 1 through 19. And it's not because we only drank 19 bottles. We thought the 19th crime did not exist. But I kept trying. And it was interesting. I know. I did not
dedication. Quit. Yeah.
Now I have all 19 crimes. And I want to make a shadow box or something and put them in it with the label. But it's just sitting in my craft closet, waiting for the inspiration. But when I'm ready, it's there. But anyway, Snoop Dogg, he didn't give me a crime. He just put a picture.
Oh, cool.
On the cork.
I like it.
And Lily had opened one a few weeks ago, and that was her cork.
Oh, gee, cute.
But yeah, so we just get pictures of, those are his crimes, apparently.
Nice. Yeah.
So what are you drinking?
You know what you needed to do was count how many bottles of 19 Crimes wine you drank to get the 19 Crimes.
If I counted the number of bottles that we purchased and then figured out how much they were a bottle, I would be ashamed of myself. So we're not going to do that.
We can't do that. Okay. It was maybe 21 bottles.
21. Yeah, that's it. Over 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I am drinking peppermint tea with rum.
Ooh.
Brilliant. It's good too. I never had thought about this until I was thinking, I used to love hot toddies and I haven't drank one in a long time. And so I was thinking, I wonder what other kinds. I was making a tea for my son, and I thought, I wonder what kind of teas go with alcohol. I mean, I served blueberry teas. They're very good. I served blueberry teas when I was working at the brew pub. I served hot toddies working at the brew pub. But what else there's a lot of them. It is tasty. It's like a hot mint mojito, kind of. Next time I'll drink mint leaves.
Oh, mint leaves. Mm-hmm. Yes. But I can't drink rum. I'm wondering what else I could put in tea.
There was a good one. What was it, like Earl Grey tea and whiskey, or Earl Grey? I will find the article. I was Googling them and they were so good. Something, was it chamomile tea with bourbon? I don't know, but a whole bunch of different episodes
open up a whole nother world.
It's like, right? It's like a whole series of episodes on the Happy Half Hour with teas. So anyway, okay.
I want to know.
Are you ready?
What's
ready
going
for
on
my
with you
story?
I don't know.
The craziest, most ridiculous story. So I have to back up the bus a little bit here. So my husband, he works away part-time, and then he works half-time away and half-time he's off. So the joke this winter, it has snowed so much. I'm pretty sure someone has just placed an automatic snow maker, you know, the kind that they make in the mountains when there's not enough snow that year, like for skiing. I think they placed it on top of my roof. It is like I have 5-foot high snowbanks on my driveway. And I have sort of, you know, osteoarthritis in the back, skating issues. And so I do not typically, I'm not the snow shoveler girl in the family. Typically, it's my husband. If my son is here, you know, he'll shovel snow. But I can, but I usually don't. It just causes some back pain. And what's funny is the neighbors have started laughing because as soon as my husband, he leaves on like a one day, it snows that day, like 10, 15 centimeters. And somehow 10 centimeters of snow turns into like 4-foot drifts. It does not seem like it, like 10 centimeters is like 4 inches. So it doesn't seem like it should do that, but it does. So I then, I'm just saying to my husband, okay, well, like even the neighbors are noticing every time you go away, it snows, you must be planning this, or you're, you know, Father Nature, I don't know, and a direct line to God. And so he goes, well, we got a snowblower. And I'm thinking, I know we have a snowblower, but I hate tech stuff. So like I looked at the snowblower and went, oh, gross. There's a lot of levers. There's a lot of buttons. There's instructions right on the top. But I'm thinking this is going to be too hard. I'm going to shovel. Like 3 hours later, I'm still shoveling. And I'm the whole 3 hours listening to podcasts. I was listening to Abraham Hicks. But I was thinking this is ridiculous because I should be using a snowblower. So I got the snowblower out one day and I was able to use a snowblower. I overcame my thoughts. So this week, it's like the running joke. So this week, the snow is no longer causing me a problem. My husband leaves, and all of a sudden I'm sitting downstairs and I'd be kind of like tidying up and doing some things downstairs, and I hear something in the house. And I'm thinking, okay, what was that? I've got to be losing it. Is it just like something outside? And I hear it again. And I'm thinking, what that sounds like something near my new washer and dryer.
Your husband's gone, correct?
And he is gone.
Okay.
And my son is in Edmonton in university. And there is my 17-year-old daughter and myself and my Labrador retriever. And I hear something and I think, okay, what is that? And I'm talking to my friend and it gets louder. And I realize it is this loud scratching noise inside my dryer vent.
Oh.
And I'm thinking it's a mouse. I mean, it must have been the biggest mouse alive, like a rat. But, you know, they say there's no rats in Alberta. Okay, come on. Anyway, so I'm thinking, oh no, that's got to be a mouse. That's got to be a mouse. And I realized, oh no, that is way louder. There's no way it's a mouse. What the hell is it? I go upstairs. I say to my daughter, oh, there's something in the dryer vent. And she's like, get it out. And I'm thinking, I don't know what it is. And my husband had just left in the morning. I'm listening to it and then it stops and I'm thinking, okay, it's gone. Like, no, it's stuck in the fucking dryer vent. Like it can't go anywhere. It's not gone anywhere. I don't know what it is. And all of a sudden, but I can't hear it anymore. So I'm saying to my daughter, it's like, you're nuts. There's nothing in the dryer vent. Okay, so I walk away and our dryer, we bought the most beautiful LG washer dryer tower. It is so pretty, but it doesn't entirely fit well. And so we need to do some reworking. So it's got this long pipe, okay? I realize there's a damn bird.
Oh.
A bird. So A bird has, we have the dryer vents go outside, and there is like mesh that covers it. But either the bird took the mesh off or wind or whatever, the mesh came off, the bird went in, crawled in through the dryer vent, which is like between it was on our main floor, our dryer. So like it was between the main floor and the upper floor, crawled in there, fell down all the way down my wall, and then got into the dryer vent. Now I am terrified of birds.
Oh, more than rats.
More than rats. That's odd, isn't it?
That is interesting.
There is something deep in my subconscious brain. I don't know. But you know what's crazy is I used to keep chickens as pets. Like my grandparents had a chicken farm, chicken and dairy. And so every single year I chose my cool chicken. Like I picked up the chickens. So why am I scared of birds? I do not, but no, I am scared of birds. I keep thinking they're going to peck my eyes out and land in my hair. So,
well, they do carry lice, but that's another story.
I do not want lice either. So I am freaking the hell out. And all of a sudden we can just hear it. It's like flapping and scratching in my dryer vent. Is it like
squeaking or screeching or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And my dog is scared. It's like a bird dog, like a black lag is supposed to be a bird dog, but she's standing in between my legs. My daughter and I are like, oh, how are we going to get this out? We're instantly, we're thinking, and he's gone again. Like, what is the universe telling us? But I'm looking for who likes birds. You know, I found my mom, do you like birds? How much do you like birds? How am I going to get this out of my dryer vent? I'm thinking, okay, well, the neighbor, he might be able to come over. And right away, I'm looking like, how many people can I reach? My brother, maybe my brother's kids will want to come over and play with the bird. My friend is like, it's time to feed it. Like, you got to do something. My husband is like, get the fucking bird out. Like, it's going to die in our dryer vent. And I'm panicking. Thank God my son was coming home for some medical tests. So he took the bird out. I know, thank God. But he's like, what would you do if I wasn't coming home? And I said to Shay, I think we could have done it. I think we could have done this. I know we could have done this. She's like, no, we could not have. We would have phoned uncle, like her uncle. And I'm thinking, I think we could have. I think we could have done it, no matter how scared. And this whole ridiculousness, I think it was like this, there was this moment where I started to panic thinking, I started to tell the story. I'm like, wait a minute, the real truth, this is not just made up shit. The real truth is I am scared of birds. I do not like this situation. I do not want to touch this with a 10-foot pole. And if my husband is here, I would like lock myself in the room and he'd have to deal with it. Like, I might open the door for him when he takes it outside. But there's a moment when we can tell ourselves this is going to stop me from doing something. Mm-hmm. And there's another moment where we're like, wait a minute, I know I can do this. Maybe this fear is no longer something I need to hold on to. Yeah. Maybe I'm ready to release it and let it go. And I can do hard things. Mm-hmm. And it might not be hard for someone who loves their fucking cockatiel. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, but for someone who like has dreams of birds pecking at their eyes, this is a real fear. But I really thought, wait a minute, I can tell a different story. Mm. And so now I'm looking back and my son did it and it was fun and we took video and it's ridiculous and I can hear myself screaming in it. But the bird flew away. I mean, it was healthy and happy.
It was going, thank you,
warm.
Sandra. Thank you.
I'll be back. I enjoyed
I'll
the
let you try
vacation on
next
the
time.
beach, right? Like, yeah, like it was -30, but you gave me a nice, warm, cozy place, some lint to rest in.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for getting me drunk earlier, because I also, the whole like irony of this is that I have this like really productive crabapple tree in our backyard. None of us like crab apples, and I didn't know anyone that liked them or made crabapple jelly. So every year these crab apples just sit on my tree, and then thousands of these tiny little birds come and eat the crab apples when they're frozen. Like they freeze and then they just pick at them and they eat them all winter. And I'm sure get so hammered on these like fermented.
Oh, do they get drunk?
I don't know. I think that's why I'm popular though. I think I am popular with these damn
With the
birds.
birds.
And yeah, I did not know. I guess last year they built like a little nest inside inside that little thing too. So, I'm figuring maybe this bird was a little drunk and walked along and then fell down, went a little too far, fell down,
Yeah.
couldn't get back up.
Happens.
Honestly. Anyway, so this is the story of Sandra and her bird farm. But what I really thought, like, man, there's a moment when you get to choose.
Mhm.
And we often don't realize it, and we don't take that step back and think, what is the story I'm willing to live with right now? Can I release this fear? What do I get to choose? My husband was like, oh, so when I was telling him about the snowblower, he's like, oh, so, and he's just joking. I mean, this is not his toxic masculinity here, but he is like, or his chauvinism, but he's just joking. He's like, oh, so women cannot do everything that men can do, because is that what you're saying? Because you can't start a snowblower? I'm like, I can start a fucking snowblower. Like, and he's totally just joking. And I'm sitting like,
But doesn't it make you
there's a
think?
dare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay. As it turns out, I can run a snowblower and I'm a rock star at it. And as it turns out, I probably could have rescued the dang bird.
Mm-hmm. And you'll probably get another chance.
I hope not, but probably because I'm still getting them drunk. There are thousands of them in my backyard. Like the neighbors are like, wow, we've got swarms of birds.
Crazy
like,
bird lady that's getting them drunk and sending them out.
Yeah, keeping them warm.
But isn't it interesting?
Procreate.
They get them drunk, so they do that. But isn't it interesting how things happened to us, and it ignites something in us that goes, wait a minute, why can't I do that? Now, sometimes I'll try something new that I thought I couldn't do. And when I finish it, the feeling of, fuck yeah, like, I can't believe I just did that, is amazing. And sometimes I'm like, but I never need to do that again. I just needed to master that. I just needed to know I could do it.
Exactly. Do I have a strong yearning to go out right now? Again, by the way, it is once again snowing. Do I have a strong yearning? Like, is it exciting to me to think, ooh, I get to power up the snowblower? No, I can. I know how. I am pretty adept at it. I don't choose to do that as a profession. Like
that would be a tough job.
It would be. I mean, I don't choose to be a bird tamer either, but I feel like I could give it a go if I needed to. If there was like, I needed extra cash, I feel like I could do it.
That's your fallback.
That's my plan B. Absolutely my plan B. But it's It's so true. And then I started thinking about this too, is like everything about this podcast and like everything, about who we are as people is,
Mhm.
I think, is someone who takes a normal, ridiculous situation or a normal circumstance or argument or new pair of shoes or whatever, and really looks at it with this awareness of it being so much more about
Yes.
everything like how we think and how we interact
Mhm.
in the world and how we can grow and evolve throughout this life versus
Yes.
it's just a fucking bird in your dryer vent, Sandra Priestley. You
And
know,
I love that. Like, I
I love
love
everything
looking at,
about us. Yes.
yeah, but looking at life and like when we had the snowstorm a few weeks ago and everyone was here and then Logan and Mona showed up. So there are
Mhm.
4 adults, 2 kids, or 6 adults, 2 kids, 3 dogs. It's ice house. I mean, it's just kind of chaotic.
Yeah.
And Paul had a moment where he was like, I'm just going to go to the bedroom for a minute and like, sensory overload kind of thing. I need to decompress. So he
Yeah.
went and probably took a nap. And I'm standing in the kitchen looking out at all the chaos and the kids everywhere and all the stuff going on. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, this could be so chaotic if I looked at it that way. But in that
Mhm.
moment, I was looking at it as a moment with my kids and my grandkids. And then it was
Mhm.
like going to get Paul going, don't miss this. Like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
shit everywhere
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
life is crazy. But this is a moment with
Yeah.
these our babies and their babies. And
Mhm.
that's not a given. And,
It's so true.
and when we can look at everything in life that way and what can we learn, and
Mhm.
let's not get so wound up and
Yeah,
upset about shit that doesn't matter, and enjoy the moment and be in the moment. Because
exactly.
sometimes I do not show up in the moment. I am busy, I have my checklist, I'm trying to get this
Mhm.
done and this done, and then I stop and I go, you're not even enjoying this. This is a
Right.
task for you to scratch off your list.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fun to enjoy this?
Mhm.
So,
Even even as you're talking, I'm thinking to myself, like, how many things happen to us that we go back in time and go, do you remember that? Remember when that
mhm,
happened? It's
mhm,
more often than not the weird, like just the bizarre little moments in one day.
yeah,
And we can go back and we cherish them, but sometimes we don't even we cherish them more in hindsight than we
mhm,
even did when we experienced them. Do you know what I
mhm,
mean? Like,
mhm.
what would it be like if we truly spent so much of our attention being in that 1 second, in that one moment,
Yeah.
enjoying everything about it?
As a grandmother, I
Mhm.
look at my experiences with my grandbabies a little bit differently because I
Oh,
know better
then your
now.
kids?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because with the grandbabies, it's like, I'm exhausted. I don't want to do this. I don't like, and they want to play in the house or whatever it is that they want to do.
Mhm.
And with my kids, I might have been like, I'll be there in a minute, or I'm not playing right now, or I've got to do this. But
Yeah.
with the grandbabies, I realize now what I missed by saying, I've got to clean the kitchen, or I've got to do this, and
Yeah.
and you realize, oh shit, you were busy. You weren't in the moment. And
Mhm.
so, and I think that is what grandparents get, is because then they see it. They see
Right.
all the little things and they realize what they missed or what we missed. And it's like, nope, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that again. But life shows us that
That's cool.
every day.
So
Life shows
true.
us in our work, in our personal, I mean, every area of our life, is constantly reflecting. We get to look at how we handle a situation or how we're handling it and go, do I really want to keep going down this path? Or do I want to pull it back now?
Or even like how the situation is handling us. Sometimes it feels like that even, right? Like you're on the response mode and you're not even in control at all.
Oh,
like,
no.
Not control emotionally, not control verbally, not, one of my favorite quotes is, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. And it's so funny because I got a text the other day. I'm like, it was a random text and said, what's that saying you say all the time about emotions? So I say it again. And the text is like, emotions are high. Like,
well,
zip the lips in. But it's so true, because situations, they handle us sometimes. Like that's how it feels.
Well, it totally, and I've got a story that I haven't even told Paul, and I swore I would never, ever tell him. But I don't know that he watches the whole podcast, so he'll probably won't even get to it.
We'll sneak it in, and then we'll know if he does or not.
If he comes home and he's like, seriously? So during the ice storm, when everyone was here, Paul had left to go to work for a little bit, I think, or to the store, or he did something. I think it was at work. But anyway, I order me and the kids lunch because Paul has Maria's car seat. So in his truck. So we couldn't get her to the restaurant. So I'm like, we're just not supposed to go. We're supposed to eat here. And I call in the order. Logan goes and picks up food, brings it back. We're all at the table. Easton's in his high chair. Maria's just in a regular chair. We're all scarfing down because it's like Harding Del Rey, and we haven't had it in days because we've been in the ice and, all that. But anyway, so there is a big giant board, and it's not a board, it's a piece of paper that folds out, but it's like the length of my table. Okay. And Maria found it in her bedroom. And so she's like, can I color on this? And I'm like, sure. Can't find any colors. So Leigh got some markers because, I'm the cool grandma.
Oh.
So I bring the markers into the kitchen, and she is just like, oh my gosh. And she's coloring, and then she'll hand Easton some, and she finally settles on the black marker. So she starts coloring the paper in black and then drawing on her hands and on her face. And Mona's like, you only color on this paper. Like, you can't draw on your face. You just color on the paper. So she puts the marker down. We're eating. And I see her walk in the living room, and she's got a movie on in there. So I'm like, oh, isn't that sweet? She is so focused on that movie. And I keep watching her, and I don't really see her moving. I just see her looking at the TV. And then I see her on the couch. And then I see the marker come above the couch.
Above your leather.
Okay, this leather couch right here. And she goes all the way across the top of the couch. And I don't remember what came out of my mouth in that moment, but it was a lot of cuss words. Like, it was a whole lot of fucking cuss words. I think it was something like, you have got to be fucking kidding me. And then I think I followed it up.
And who was it that gave her the markers?
I know, cool grandma.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but the line across the top of the couch wasn't even the biggest deal. When I get to the other side of the couch, she's done like tic-tac-toe under each section of the couch, on the butt, on the front. I mean, you would think there was not one adult here with her. And there were 5 of us.
Brilliant. Wow.
So I'm having my cussing fit, couldn't control it. Lily goes, after I apologized afterwards, Lily goes, it's okay, Mom, I totally get it, but you really need to work on your reaction. So The kids sprang into action as soon as this happened because they said, Dad is going to fucking kill us. So they spring into action. Eric finds leather cleaner under my couch. Logan gets cloths. I go in the bathroom and dry my tears. And then I'm like, honey, go fix this. And we came out and scrubbed, and it's all three of us at the same time going on different spots. You can't even tell. Paul never noticed a thing.
Oh my gosh.
But it's one of those moments when you said that about not controlling, like just, that was one of those moments where, do I wish that I hadn't dropped the F-bomb and several other bombs in front of my 3-year-old granddaughter and 2-year-old grandson? Probably. Yeah. But, we apologize.
Yeah.
And we learn.
And don't you think, I mean, side note here, but don't you think that that's the most important? I would rather be the mom or the grandma. I mean, I'm not yet, but I would rather be the friend, the wife, the daughter, the sister, all the things that I am and will be. I would rather be that person who is imperfect and has the confidence to apologize and model that apology. I see so many people who as adults don't know how to apologize, with it somehow not being like a sign of like such like I'm an awful person because I made this mistake, right? And so I would so much rather be the girl who drops the odd F-bomb and apologizes and says, you know what, sometimes we make mistakes, sometimes, and and we apologize and we move on.
Well, and I think
what makes that,
and what makes that so easy with them is that I know they love me. I know that they were probably laughing a little bit inside, and I knew that we would laugh about this later. But I also wanted to be respectful. Like, man, I'm sorry, I just threw up like that in front of your child. And they do live with my kids who live with me, so it's not like they've never heard that before. Yeah. But yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is
craziness.
Yeah. Well, it's so funny because when my son, he was like, I don't know, he might have been 2, might have been just 2. Mm-hmm. And he was getting into the bath and he leaned over to like take his socks off or take his pants off or something. And he leaned over, and it just happened to be that Cam and I were outside the bathroom door, but the bathroom door was open, but just outside the bathroom door. And he leans over and he hit his head on the bathtub, the ledge, and he's like, straight-laced, fucking tub. And my husband turned to look at me and says, way to go. Because it wasn't him that taught him that, right? Sometimes, but I think there's worse things.
There is, yes, there is worse things. Like, we're out of time. That's worse.
It is worse. This is so fun.
I know.
Dang it. Anyway, okay. Well, I'm excited to listen back to this. I'm also like on pins and needles waiting to hear if Paul asks you one day, hey.
I will be on
the
next show.
Right? You know what we need, Leigh? Some big ass tic-tac-toe drawings right on
our couch. On our leather couch.
We could have like family game night right here.
And I'll say, I know just the artist to do that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us on the Happy Half Hour, and we will see you next Thursday. Bye.
Bye.